All right, you guys. Hello to all of our Facebook friends. I am here today with my business bestie, Dr. Andrea Armstrong. We are super excited to just chat about immune health. What is immune health? What is not immune health? It is not a complex subject. So let's dive in. Welcome, Andrea.
Hey, this
All
is
right,
so fun. I love this stuff.
super excited to be here. If you guys are here live and have comments, have thoughts, we would love to hear them in the chat. Say hi, make this an interactive conversation, make it a good use of your time. And we just appreciate you tuning in. So, Andrea, let's talk about immune health and just kind of demystifying. Is it good to get sick? Do we want to get sick? Do we not want to get sick? What does that topic speak to you?
Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, the last 20 months of what we've been living, like everybody is like, put me in a bubble and don't let me get sick. And
Yeah,
like, I don't want to get sick. I don't want my kids to get sick. Nobody wants to get sick.
right.
But I think we're so worried about it. And we assume, like, if I get sick, that means I'm an unhealthy person, or like my goal is to never get sick. And like, that's A, not reality, and B, not necessarily like a good gauge of being a healthy person or not, right? Like,
Right?
yeah,
So
because
like
you're,
why not? If you're never healthy or never sick,
yeah.
excuse me. If you're never sick, why is that almost bad for you?
Well, you want to exercise your immune function a little bit, right? So, like, if you're never exposed to things, and honestly, like, that's what we're seeing so much of coming out of like the lockdowns and isolation and all that kind of stuff. Like, people are getting weird sicknesses or lasting forever, not COVID, right? And it's like, their bodies don't know what to do because they've kind of been in a bubble, right? So you want your body's immune system to be exercised. So when it's put in front of bacteria or viruses or whatever that looks like it does its job, right? So the job of your immune system is to have something, come into your body and to fight it. So if
To
it's
react.
yeah, so if it's not used to doing that, it's not going to be very good at its job. And then we're seeing issues with people being sick for longer and
Mhm.
being more severe and all that kind of stuff. So it's not necessarily a bad thing.
So let's talk about immune health from
Yeah.
that perspective. So what can we do to keep our immune system? Do we prime it? Do we boost it? How do you frame that to keep our immune system thriving in a place where when you do encounter sickness,
Mm-hmm.
it takes you down for a second, but then your immune system kicks in and you're back up.
Yeah, and that's really interesting because so I'm a chiropractor. I've been practicing since 2009, and I have a nutrition certificate, and I always learned about immune boosting. Like, we
Yeah.
never talked about this idea of priming, and when I started diving into gut health like 4 years ago, started understanding this idea of priming your immune system, and I was like, that is genius. It makes
Mhm.
so much sense. So not a
Mhm.
lot of people know about it, and so I love to have that conversation. I love to talk about how in the past it was echinacea and vitamin C and boost around the time like this time right now, right, where
Mhm.
people are typically getting a little bit more sick because we're indoors more, less sun, all of that stuff. Um, but if we can actually prime our immune system instead of boosting it, it's basically like priming a pump. So you're basically like at the ready all the time for when you are encountering things, which we're going to,
Mhm.
that your body, like you said, is like, I got this, right? I know what to do here. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it quickly. And, we kind of just like move on.
Mhm.
So we can do that through gut health. We can do that through, targeted supplementation that addresses that. Around 70+% of our immune system is found in our GI tract.
Right?
So
Like, let's
gut
pause
health is,
there for a second.
yeah,
Let's pause there for a second
yeah.
because I think that fact, if you
Mm-hmm.
guys are watching us live or even on the replay, drop a 70 in the comments. Like 70% of your immune function, your immune health stems from your gut.
Mm-hmm.
It's mind blowing.
Well, and you know why it is because so many people struggle from GI distress and issues, right? So it makes sense as to why people often struggle with immune stuff. Because if it's housed in there and we're not addressing it and we're just kind of continually putting things into our body that don't help it and all of that, it makes sense as to why, people do have issues with their immune function. So
100%. And this priming, and I agree with you because I've always been read or taught boosting. Oh, it's the fall season. It's getting to be winter. Go get some vitamin C, go get echinacea, take all of these things.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the downside of staying on those boosting supplements for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Right.
We see autoimmune issues pop up. So we see seasonal allergies, right? People don't think of seasonal allergies as a part of your immune system basically being in dysregulation. So a lot of people who have seasonal allergies, it's because their immune system is so high that anything they encounter, it's like go time, right?
I think for me personally, if I interject my own personal story on seasonal allergies, I had always read if you have seasonal allergies, vitamin C, quercetin, echinacea, take these things and help yourself. So I would take them. I would feel a little relief from taking them, so I would stay on them, and then my allergies would just come right back.
Yeah,
because it wasn't solving the problem.
Right. And that's, I just want to make sure it's easily understood. So that's the idea of priming. So not only can we bring a low functioning immune system up, we can bring a high functioning immune system down. So that's autoimmune issues. I mean, we could go on and on, right? Like autoimmune issues are also tied to gut health, which is tied to immune. I mean, it all makes sense.
Well, right? Because if we just pause on that for a second, your autoimmune disorders are your immune system functioning too high. So it's functioning too high and you need to actually bring that down. And I think that fact for me was like, what? Really?
Right. When we see that, so when we see that overactive immune function, I mean, that leads to increased inflammation systemically, right? And we know increased inflammation can be the cause of so much from, disease to weight, loss issues, resistance to, hormone dysregulation and all of that stuff. So, I mean, it's really important to kind of get that in check and at least know that there's an option out there to do something to not just boost it, but to get your body in that situation where like, I'm good, right? I know how to handle this no matter what comes at me.
Because if you can get your body working in that primed state where you are in that sweet spot, your immune system sweet spot, then not only can you battle the common cold, maybe you get the sniffles for a day, but your body says, like you had said earlier, oh, I know what to do with this. Like, I'm good. We're going to have some symptoms, but we're going to get over this really quickly rather than have it take you down and be in bed for 4 days.
And I think it's a really, I don't know about you, but for me, it's a really calming place to be, especially right now, considering everything that's going on, to just really truly have the confidence that my body knows what to do if and when it comes into contact with something. And I think there's so much fear around the what ifs, and to to feel like you have a little bit more control over, what that might look like. I know for me, makes me feel better.
Yeah, because you're doing the best things that you can. Again, we come back to the statistic of 70+ of your immune health resides in your gut. So if you can bring it back to healing your gut microbiome so that it is supporting you, then you do have that added confidence. Yeah. And like you were sharing that you were sick, like we were talking earlier a couple days ago, and it was like a blip on the radar. Like, yes, I was sick. Now I'm not. And that just adds to the confidence of my immune system is functioning properly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still, still lived my, I still worked out and I still did all the things. Did I do it at a little bit lower level as to not exhaust myself and make it worse? Sure. But we just kind of kept going on and got over it pretty quickly. So
yeah, I love it. I love this conversation around immune health and just the things that you can do. If you guys are interested to know more about the functional 3 that keep your immune system primed and where it needs to be, drop a functional 3 down below and we will share what we both do, the supplements that we care about, because not all supplementation is created equal either. So it's really important that you know what you're taking so that you're getting the results. And I'll go on a tangent here just for a second, because if you're taking something, because I've been a supplement junkie my whole life, and I've taken a lot of things that didn't work, and I stayed on it because I read like, oh, it's supposed to, like, eventually it's going to kick in. And what I've come to realize is that's nonsense. Like, if you take something and you don't feel a difference within a reasonable amount of time, then you need to move on, because the supplements that you do take should be high quality and they should work. And when we relate that to gut health, it doesn't matter what you're eating, you're not getting all the nutrients that your gut microbiome needs, period.
Right.
Like, it's just an unfortunate state of where we are in this world and with life.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. Well, if you found value in this, like, please let us know. Again, if you want to know more about the functional 3 that we are, addicted to, is that the right way to say it? That we prime our immune systems with, drop a functional 3 in the comments below and we will chat with you. Thanks so much, Dr. Armstrong.
It was so fun.
All right. Bye.